So today I am going to present my work entitled on the performance evolution of bamboo fiber reinforced composite under the theme of CSIR CBRI webinar series 17. So before starting the presentation, I starting with the outline of my presentation. So this is outline of my presentation, which includes introduction, fabrication techniques, and natural fiber reinforced polymer, cement composite, and finally come to the conclusion. So the question is arising now. The main question: the why we are using bamboo instead of other natural fiber. So bamboo has the several advantages over the other natural or synthetic fiber because it is a fast growing resource and it is renewable and biodegradable due to natural material. It has a cellulose, hemicellulose content, and it has a high productivity per area because it is a perennial plant and grass belonging to the grassy material, and it has a low cost and low density at around zero point 0.9. Then it has a excellent specific strength and high specific modulus. So due to this property, it is used as an alternative material for the synthetic fibers such as basalt, glass fiber, kevlar, or others fiber. And it has a excellent for carbon dioxide removal. So now it is well known that the bamboo is a traditional material throughout the world and it is used in a different form. Okay, so it is used as a different form and building construction, particularly in a housing in rural areas. So these two images here, we can see these two images used as a structural component and bamboo used as a whole pole, and these are the two images, that is the bamboo products so used in the structure building component. Bamboo can also used as a roofing material, and here you can see in the left side, this is the roofing material, and here is the first top, the top of the this image. It is the laminated bamboo composite, that is basically the glue bam, in which the bamboo used as a slicing or pressing with the epoxy or other resin. So that is also called the laminated or glue bam material. Or here we can see in two images that bamboo can be used as a structure whole structural component. So from the research in the area of bamboo composite in is a burning branch, and in India it is extensive work has been carried out on bamboo as a structural and semi-structure component, and IPT, BMTPC, Conbec, IITs, NIT, CBRE itself are oriented to develop the bamboo product. So now here I am discussing about the bamboo composite as my topic. Bamboo used as a reinforcing material in a polymer matrix or a cement matrix. So basically I'm starting with the composite. What is the composite? So basically composite material is a macroscopic combination of two or more material having a finite interface. So they chemically different, chemical or physically two combination of material, but finally give a material with synergistic properties. So I am exploring the bamboo fiber reinforced composite based on the polymer matrix and based on the cement matrix. So when fiber is added on the polymer, then it is called the bamboo fiber reinforced polymer composite. And here it is also two type based on the polymer thermoset and thermoplastic. And in the second part, it is a bamboo fiber reinforced cementitious composite when we are using the cement as a basic matrix. So in next slide, I am starting with the bamboo plastic composite, and before starting, why we are using the bamboo plastic composite and substitute it with the natural wood. So first of all, we I am exploring the properties of natural wood. So natural wood has the several advantages along with the disadvantages. So advantages are of like it is a lightweight material, low coefficient of thermal conductivity, high toughness, excellent electrical resistance, better sound absorption capacity, and it is natural. So obviously it is a energy efficient material, and it is biodegradable due to the natural fiber. but it has the several disadvantages like expensive high quality timber product and enforcement of forest conservation. It has a shrinkage swelling of wood due to the hydroxyl group and deterioration wood due to the termite and other insects, and it has a low water resistance. So from due to these disadvantages, bamboo mixed with the plastic, and it is also called the wood plastic composite, that is the substitute of the natural wood. So wood plastic or bamboo plastic composite has several advantages over the natural wood because it has a environmental safety, biodegradable, it has a ease of processing, means you can mold into any shape to make a building product. It has a long term performance due to higher dimensional stability, cost effectiveness. Obviously it is a low cost fiber, or polymer is also when we are using other polymer component, that is also 100 to per kg, so we can use and save flexibility and low carbon footprint. That's why I am saying, because it production of a wood plastic composite, there is a less content of carbon as compared to other cement or other construction material. So we can see here that is the global wood plastic composite market, and we can see here that it is continuously growing market. And here the pie chart, here we can see construction, automotive, industrial and other material. Construction material, WPC construction material increasing in demand by year. So it is in a higher consumption material, and it can be used in a building as a decking, siding, railing, window and door frame. So these are the polymer composite application in building. So before starting the use of bamboo in polymer or cement, the treatment of fiber is necessary requirement, because basically natural fiber or bamboo fiber composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin or cutin, other substances. So it is very important to remove the lignin waxy substance, and so important the treatment also important. So there are various chemical methods or physical methods. So I'm here exploring about only the chemical treatment, that is the alkaline treatment, sealant treatment, acetylation, benzoylation, isocyanate and peroxide treatment. So here in this slide we can see alkaline like NOH. Basically NOH is used for the treatment of fiber, that will fiber cellulose or hemicellulose group has a OH exposed OH group, and if, NOH react with this OH group and will make a linkage, so OH group engaged with the Na. Similarly sealant, when you are using sealant as a treatment material, so it will again bind with the OH group and make a OSI linkage. So the acetylation here acetylation process, a same process have been used. Basic target is to engage the OH group of fiber surface. Benzoylation, peroxide treatment. So these are the methods how it reacts with the fiber surface. So basically treatment is used for increase the surface roughness of material, and which hindered the moisture absorption capacity of the fiber that can be used for other material. Then this is again the malleated treatment. So for the fabrication of thermoplastic, there are two processes. So the fabrication of thermoplastic and thermoset both are completely different for the manufacturing process of composite. So here the fabrication process of the thermoplastic, that is different from a thermoset due to melting of polymer. So basically extrusion, injection molding, compression molding, calendering, thermoforming, these are the process that can be used the thermoplastic bamboo composite material. So here just I am showing that when you want to make a composite with the means I section or just like a pillar or pultrusion process similar to means a profile you want to make, then you can go through the injection molding process. Compression molding, want to make, if you want to make a sheet material, so this is the pressure or melting based process. Third one is a thermoforming. If you want to make a hollow structure as a building component, so you make just first you form a sheet, or preheat is required, and any shape. If you want any hollow structure, you can press it, then you can get this product. In calending process, this is also for the WPC manufacturing. So in calending process, material is passed through. This is the animated figure. So you can see material pass through this nip roll, and this nip roll finally decide the dimension of the sheet. So PVC based material, basically polyvinyl chloride, because it is a very thermally unstable material due to the chlorination of Cl group. So it will dechlorination, so it will produce a HCl, and this will make a thermally unstable material. So the depolarization also occurs. So to avoid this, just preheat is given to the material, PVC based material. So it is very important for the manufacturing process of PVC based bamboo plastic composite. Now for the thermoset based material, there are different processes like hand layup, spray up, vacuum bag molding, pultrusion reaction, injection molding, and hot press method. So this is basically the resin based and material, and that material can be cured at ambient temperature, so there is no need of a melting. So here just I am showing the figures. Hand layer process means if you are making a mat of bamboo or others material, then just a resin poured through the hand. So that's why it is called the hand layup molding. Or you can design a mold or make a mat or coating of the material onto it. Then you make a desired shape of your component. Then in spray up technique is same. Just spray the resin over the fiber. Vacuum bag spray, these are the basically the technique. Vacuum bag based on the, if you are have a material resin poured into the fiber through the vacuum, or extra material can be evacuated through the vacuum process. So now I'm discussing about the work done at the CBRE on the bamboo composite. So myself I started the work on the bamboo polymer composite. So in the experimental part, the extraction of bamboo fiber is very important. So these are the bamboo I have collected. So this slide shows the schematic presentation of the bamboo fiber extraction. And in the first step, bamboo pole was cut from the node into desirable length and outer skin peeled off. After that, the electric roller was run out to the extract the fiber. And the fiber was again, this is the extracted fiber from the electric roller, and this is again hammer milled to a number of times to collect the fiber of desirable length. And finally, I used this fiber and passed it through 150 mesh size. So the use of untreated bamboo fiber is restricted due to higher moisture absorption and poor adhesion with the polymer. So the treatment of fiber is very important, and I have already described about the various chemical methods. So out of these chemical treatment, I have adopted the hot alkaline treatment, which is very cost effective method for the producing high quality fiber on experimental and commercial scale. So this is the finally treated bamboo fiber. After processing of bamboo fiber, series of bamboo composite were prepared. Bamboo fiber with varying content mixed in this extruder. So this is the Tunisco extruder for the batter mixing. And here we can see material passed through this hopper, and this it has a heating zone from feed zone to die zone. So different zone were there. And finally, this extruded pellets we obtained and make a mold in this shape, like tensile, impact, and flexural for the testing of the material, bamboo composite material. So for the mechanical, I have characterized tensile, impact, and flexural. And for the phase adhesion, SEM analysis, and for thermal TGA and rheology for other methods have been used. So now finally I'm starting with the thermogravimetric analysis because it is first and important analysis. By this we can know about the temperature, processing temperature of polymer, so that we can process. Because most of the natural fiber has a degradation temperature starting from the 200 degrees C, and if we are using the polymer below 200 degrees C melting temperature, then it can be processed. So it is very important to know about the uh, degradation temperature of fiber. So here the bamboo fiber thermal degradation curve. So here we can see the TGA curve. So 3-step degradation here. First, that is the cursor you can see here. That first step degradation process here is located around this one below 100 degrees. See, this is due to the evaporation of moisture. And the second step degradation starts from 200 to 400 degrees C. That is due to the degradation of the cellulose or hemicellulose content. And the final degradation is due to the lignin that is appeared around 400 to 500, and finally it is flattened to the temperature axis. And there is no char residue formation, means complete burnout of the bamboo material at around 500 degrees Celsius. So when I mixed this material to the polymer, so it can be observed that the addition of the bamboo fiber in polymer make it less thermal resistance due to the addition of bamboo fiber. So from the this figure we can calculate the fabrication process or fabrication temperature for the processing of polymer composites. So here we can see 190 or 190 temperature is sufficient for the manufacturing process of the polymer composite. Here this is the slides of the SEM micrograph. This is obtained from the tensile fracture specimen. So this here we can see that neat polymer I have used. This one PB0 is the neat polymer, and it is has the rough surface, whereas composite structure this one PV1. So these are the composition variations of the bamboo fiber in the polymer. So the different 5 type of different composition. Here is no rough surface, and so we can see bamboo fiber surface here. Bamboo fiber surface, this one, this is the completely coated by the polymer. So and bundle of fiber maybe due to the fiber. So here the bundle of fiber is also observed due to the polymer interaction, and there is no gap between the fiber matrix observed, and indicating better interfacial adhesion between the OH group of bamboo fiber and anhydride group of polymer matrix. So further we can see in this same images there is a fiber breakage here. Fiber breakage is prominent phenomena, and instead of pull out, and that is embedded in polymer matrix. So during tension load. So this is suggesting that bamboo has better load bearing capacity and significantly improve the mechanical properties of the composite. So this is the tensile specimen during tension test here. So this is the variation of bamboo material, and this is the tensile testing of in UTM, our UTM facility at CBRE. So here we can see the tensile graph of tensile modulus, tensile strength, elongation at break, and this is the mechanical properties graph. So the tensile strength and tensile modulus here. Tensile strength, tensile modulus increases with increase in bamboo content due to reinforcing effect of bamboo fiber, and this reinforcing effect basically associated with the two factors. First is the better dispersion of bamboo fiber within the matrix, polymer matrix, and the phase interaction. If the phase interaction is better, then the dispersion is also better, and there is no crack initiation point in the composite. So this improve the tensile properties. And here just opposite trend has been observed. It is observed that the elongation of composite drastically decrease with the bamboo content. indicating the partial immobilization of polymer molecular chain, which reduces the deformation, adaptability, and finally fracture in the brittle mode. So this slide shows the flexural properties of the composite. Here we also see the similar trait as with the tensile properties. An increase in the tensile flexural properties may be due to the rigidifying effect of the bamboo fiber. So now in the next slide, I am exploring about the flow properties of the polymer composite. The flow behavior of polymer composite decide the processing and final dimension of the finished product. So the study of flow deformation behavior is called as a rheology, and we can measure by well-known equipment as a melt flow index, capillary rheometer, and parallel plate rheometer. And here I am showing the result obtained from the capillary rheometer, and that is the graph between the shear stress versus apparent viscosity. So this is the logarithmic plot of the shear stress versus shear rate, and the plot follow the linear increase with increase in shear stress. That is showing that power law behavior, that is the Newton and flow behavior followed by the melt system, and the flow curve systematically move upward with increase in the bamboo fiber content, indicating more shear stress induced by the bamboo fiber. And it is also be observed here that the flow at the initial means at a low shear rate, flow curve separation was more prominent as comparatively to high shear rate here, this one. So this is again indicating polymer chain entanglement at lower shear rate is higher as compared to low shear rate. And then this is the second graph is for the variations of the apparent melt viscosity with the shear rate. So here we can see that the melt viscosity decreases with the increase in the shear rate for all the composition, implying shear thinning behavior of the melt system. And this is attributed that enhance disentanglement of the molecular chain at high shear rate, which align polymer molecule into the flow direction and which reduces the melt viscosity. And in the second rheological part, this is the data. These are the data. This is obtained from parallel plate rheometer. So these dynamic strains which are obtained from parallel plate rheometer. From the curve, it can be observed that polymer composites show the linear behavior up to the 10% strain here. Oh, this one, 1 minute. So 10% strain, and after that it showed the degradation. So of the polymer chain, so strain fixed at the 10% to run the frequency sweep. From the curve, we can observe that elastic modulus here, elastic modulus and the viscous modulus increase with the bamboo fiber content and the frequency range also. So this may be due to the better interfacial adhesion between the polymer and the bamboo fiber. And here the complex viscosity, this one, complex viscosity continuously decreases with increase in the frequency, but increase with the increase in the bamboo fiber. This is again indicating the better interfacial adhesion, increase the molecular weight, and finally increase the complex viscosity. This is the Van Ger plot, basically between the phase angle and the complex modulus, and it can be observed that here the complex modulus, Van Ger plot continuously decrease with the increase in bamboo fiber content, indicating restricted chain mobility or heterogeneity of the polymer system in presence of the bamboo fiber. So now in this section, I am elaborating the crystallization of the polymer composite because the mechanical properties of the composite are closely related to the crystalline properties of the polymer. And there are two types of crystallization behavior, that is under isothermal and non-isothermal condition. But I have selected non-isothermal crystallization because it has a practical significance as polymer processing like extrusion, injection molding process operated in industrial processing condition, that is the non-isothermal. So I have adopted 4 different cooling rate, that is 25, 30, 40, 4 different, and that is done by the DSC differential scanning colorimetry, because it is very important to optimize the parameter like injection, extrusion, or compression molding. There is the melting, sudden cooling operated into the environment. So it is important to how what kind of cooling temperature required for the making a composite material. So this slide is so the DSC, this data and graph obtained from the DSC curve, DSC equipment, and these are the DSC exothermic curve, and all the materials show the single and sharp exothermic peak, and this will become broadened and shifted toward the lower temperature with increase in cooling rate. Here we can see this is the highest cooling rate, and this is shifted toward the lower temperature. It is indicating the lag effect of cooling rate on the crystallization. So this slide show the curve of relative crystallinity versus temperature. So here we can see that it is clearly visible. All the samples show the reverse sigmoidal shape, that is indicating that retardation effect of cooling rate on the crystallization. So the and upper parts to be flattened due to the spherulite impingement. And these data means this temperature, this y-axis can be converted into the other parameters and also the crystallization time. So here that is the plot between the relative crystallinity versus the crystallization time. And all the curves show the sigmoidal shape indicating higher cooling rate. Shorter time is available for the crystallization. So for the material to be high crystalline, it is important to material cooled at a lower temperature cooling rate. So now I am coming to the second section, that is the bamboo fiber cement composite. So basically, when in a civil construction, cement is the most demanding and manufactured consumed material worldwide. So manufacturing process of cement generate large amount of residue, and it emits the polluted gases, and during calcination high temperature required for making this process, and that is responsible for about 7% of the world's carbon dioxide emission. And in order to reduce the cost, less emission of carbon dioxide, the addition of natural fiber are increasing demand due to the various advantages. So here I am talking about the bamboo in a bamboo concrete. So that is the bamboo kit. It has a several advantages: economically and eco-friendly, biodegradable, energy saving in terms of calcination process, improve fracture toughness of cementitious material, rapid renewable, and cost effectiveness. So here summarizing the paper of Z et al. He used a bamboo cellulosic fiber. This is the images of bamboo cellulose fiber, and he used 4, 8, 12, and 16%. So here we can see that the maximum deflection and fracture toughness cement increased by 3.5 to 12 times and 3.7 to 45.9% with the addition of 4, 8, 12, and 16% of the bamboo component. So the important point is here why the fracture toughness is increased with the addition of bamboo fiber. It is basically the bamboo fiber react with the cement and give the better interfacial adhesion, and as well as it absorb the maximum energy when the material have been pulled out. So fiber absorb the maximum energy, so impact toughness increase in case of the cement composite. And here the slide show the effect of treatment on the bamboo fiber reinforced cement composite. So there are 3 type of treatment here have been done. This is the microwave assisted, alkali treatment, hot water treatment, and alkaline treatment. And from the FTIR, we can see here that the intensity of the hydrogen bonded or carbon oxygen containing material, the microwave assisted show the lower intensity here as compared to the alkali treated fiber and hot water treated fiber. So here we can see a microwave assisted alkaline treatment, so the better performance in cement in terms of fiber roughness, ductility and toughness. So the fiber roughness, ductility and the toughness cement composes increases with the microwave assisted treatment. This may be due to the more voids and pores were created in the fiber surface, which create more surface area for the deposition of cement hydration product on the fiber surface and ultimately enhance the fiber cement matrix adhesion. So this will increase the mechanical interlocking. So these I have summarizes the two in bamboo fiber utilization, bamboo fiber and polymer, and along with the cement composite. So finally I am coming to the conclusion point. The tensile and flexural properties increased in polymer composite while elongation decreased with the presence of bamboo fiber, and the thermal stability of composite also decreased with the bamboo fiber, and shear stress and apparent viscosity increased with bamboo fiber. So here we can see we have to increase the temperature to reduce the shear stress, so that molding of the material should be easy. And the dynamic strain sweep also means a parallel plate geometry also show the same, but we will have to increase the temperature. And the challenges, what are the challenges in polymer composite or the cement composite? It is important to improve the toughness, because when we are adding the bamboo into the plastic material, it increases the flexural modulus elasticity and rupture, but it deteriorate the elongation at break and the impact strength. So it is very important to increase the means optimize the strength to toughness ratio. And second point, bamboo is when we are using into the polymer also has a less thermal stable bamboo also. So that is the challenges in WPC market. Second in third point is for the that is the more important, that cement, when we replace the cement from the bamboo, so in the more high content, because that time in mostly in the research 20 more, not more than the 20 they used bamboo fiber. So it is important high content of how can we you more improve the utilization of bamboo fiber, or this is connected with the treatment of bamboo fiber that is suitable for the cement hydrogen. Okay, thank you. So